Hi, welcome back to Team Bully Sheep Reviews. And yes, I have been out flying today, but I'm now back in the workshop. Bing. Hi, so what I'd like to talk about today, well, obviously, for those of you in the UK, we've recently lost the Queen and welcomed King Charles III. If anything ever happened to me, what the hell am I going to do with all this lot? Or what's my wife going to do with all this lot? Oh no, sorry babies. Anyway, as part of the Llantrisant and District Aero Modelling Club, I get contacted quite often by partners of colleagues that used to fly. So, sort of trying to explain that, you know, we can try and sell them or do something with them is never easy. One of my colleagues has taken the models and sifted through to sort out what is usable, what's not usable, and contacted a lot of people to see if there's, if they wanted to take some of these old Nitro models. And I was fortunate enough to get one. So, and my plan is to convert this to electric. So it was a Nitro model that was being built and it was incomplete, but I want to make it electric. So I saw this model and I kind of was taken with it, and I'll show you it. The model is a Groovy 50. This is the model, and as you can see, it's been set up to go with a Nitro engine. But what I liked about this one is there was a hatch at the bottom to get to the servos, perfect for a battery. The battery could either fit in there or up into the nose piece, so I can make a little battery caddy, and it will take a 4-cell 3300 no problem in either direction. This is an aerobatic model. Like I said, it needs a bit of cleaning up, it needs some tidying. From what I can see, it's not actually flown. So I've got all the bits. I've got the wings. One of the wings is incomplete. The ailerons are not fitted, so that kind of tells me. And at first I thought these were the wrong way round, but when I've looked at the design, it is actually, because they're quite far forward, they sweep back. And so I looked at this, I thought this is very, very, very doable. I've got this nice ledge here to put the speed controller. The motor, I'll take this off and I'll put a motor mount on there and put some spacers on to get it to exactly where I need it to be to match this cowl. And yeah, but there's a couple of things you need to be aware of if you attempt this. The old servos, these are standard size servos. These are a Futaba servo, so it's Futaba 3001s. What you need to make sure is that you have a Beck, which is a separate power supply to your 5-volt power supply that would come off a receiver. So from my battery lead, I'm going to put another power supply, and the power supply would need to be roughly about 5 amps or upwards to run these size servos, and they'd be run on 6 volts. So I won't be using the 5 volts, which is traditional. I'll be giving them 6 volts. These type of planes used to have a control battery, so there'd be a separate set of NiCads, or some of the new lithium packs would actually run all the controls, and I think they would be about 7.2 volts. So they would need 6 volts on a regulated supply. I've got a motor. This is the thing, it's going through all my old stock and trying to find things. But I did purchase a motor, a second-hand motor, which I picked up off eBay, which is an Aerostar motor. It's about a 900 kV motor, but it's I think it's about 45 mil or 42 mil. It's quite a chunky motor, so this will be looking for probably a 70 amp speed controller, which I have. So this would be absolutely perfect for this model. So it'll spin probably about a 12 or 13 inch prop, and it looks like it's quite low to the ground, so it can't be any longer than that really. So probably a 13, maybe a 14 inch prop would be as big as I can go on this, and this will be more than capable. And yeah, this will be a fabulous aerobatic model. I've got the Bolero, the Ripmax Bolero, and this is not far off the same type of plane. This was by the World of Models. This is an American company, the World of Models, and it's quite an old kit. It was looking for either a 0.5 or a 0.7 engine they recommended in a 4-stroke. But this I quite liked. It goes together quite easy. The wings, obviously there was a screw clamp on the wings, so I can detach the wings quite easily. But the fact that it's got this canopy, this cover on the underside, it makes life so much easier, and everything's accessible. It's got a proper push and pull rudder, so it is designed for actual 3D flying. So I'm quite excited about this. And anybody remember this? Do you remember this? Can't tell from that. This is a multiplex twin star. It was a twin motor, a foam model, obviously foam, and this was obviously spare parts for an old twin star. A nice FPV platform, absolutely amazing. I want to make sure I can get my 3300 batteries in here. If you've got 3300 batteries, make everything fit 3300 batteries. Don't go with what they recommend, because they could say, oh, you need to have a 4 amp such and such size battery to fit in there. I haven't got any. But if you've got the batteries, make the plane to suit the batteries you have. Seems obvious, but people don't. They go off and buy just the 1 or 2 of those batteries that can only be used in that model. So I'm going to manipulate this so I can fit the batteries that I've got, and I'm going to make this a nice FPV platform, just to have something that a twin motor that I can chuck around, and it's not going to have undercarriage. It can be hand launched. I've always wanted one of these, so I'm going to cover some of these builds going forward, and I hope that he'd be looking down and thinking, oh, well done, I'm glad to see them flying. This is meet Frank, meet YouTube. This is my camera ship. I've now got 7-inch props with the right size motors, 2506, 1650 kV. These things are absolutely banging. I love flying this and getting the performance out of this now, and it's been really good. So it's great as a chase cam. So I was following a Spitfire. It was a foam, I think it's about 1100mm Spitfire, and here's the footage. Okay. Thank you for watching Team Woolly Sheep. Subscribe and come back soon. Thank you. Bye.